All right. So let's tune in and get into our body. And the best way to do that is starting with our breath. So sitting in a nice alert position without feeling like you're tight or rigid. Maybe let's just circle around a few times. So any stiffness coming in, let's just kind of tell it, give it the signal that we are going to be moving. Oh, Oscar, now you want to come in here and the door is closed, you know? All right. Circling around and about, and then forward and back. And come to center and feel your breath just as it is. Don't try to change it. Just kind of notice where you feel the breath most prominent, in your belly or air in and out through your nose. I've had a little stuffy nose this week, so it's been a little bit harder to breathe through the nose. And I practice that nasal clearing. And of course, that can prevent it. But otherwise, trying to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And begin to lengthen your breath. So you're going to deepen your breath without forcing or pushing it. Deep meaning taking the breath down to your belly area rather than your chest. So start here actually and just kind of notice as you inhale, is the chest lifting and expanding first? Do you feel any tightness there? Just kind of check that out. And then move your hands to your belly. And breathe in and breathe out. And then place one hand on heart and one on belly. This is just a little check-in to see where are we at. We want the expansion in the belly first. Chest breathing is very constrictive, causes all kinds of tightening in the neck area, the jaw area. So invite the breath downward into your belly. You might even massage your belly a little bit. Make some circles with your palm, just saying, okay, this is where we want the breath to go. As we breathe in and out. And then release your hands. And for a count of anywhere from 4 to 6, inhale, and then exhale for a count of 4 to 6. So breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6. Exhaling out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, okay, Oscar, all right. He's gonna knock down the door if I don't let him in. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so trying to keep the breath up through our practice is super important. Let's lower our arms down by our side and feel our posture. So just feel it without rigid again. So let's circle the shoulders up and around, trying to gain some length as we lift the shoulders up towards our ears, back and around and down. And let's bring breath in with this movement. Hello, Oscar. So inhaling, shoulders up, exhaling, shoulders back. And they're rounding about. It feels good. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. And now let's move our arms to about a count. Let's do 4 and see how that goes. So inhaling, right arm forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Please know that. Might not be exactly the same timing. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys are awesome. Both arms. Inhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6. And then exhaling, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I might have even had a 7 there. It's okay. It doesn't have to completely match. The idea is to lengthen, so deepen our breath in and out through the nose. Let's drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe use your right hand to gently guide the ear towards the shoulder. No yanking, please. And let's hold this for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, help the head rise up. Exhaling, left ear to left shoulder. 1, 2, 3. And then inhaling, lifting the head up. Let's go for a little bit of tongue action. So we're going to swish the tongue up and around the upper jaw. So the upper teeth, you're going to take it from right to left and then left to right 6 times. So we're going to go inhale up, around. So that's 1 time, back and forth. Got it? That's 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to count and do this at the same time. Got it. All right. Now the lower jaw 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just notice how your tongue feels, your mouth feels, and your face. All right, a little bit of humming breath. So you're going to take an inhale in, it's called bee's breath, and then you're going to hum out. So it's going to be inhale in. Oscar's like, what are you doing? You are so strange. You also, if you want, can plug your ears when you do this. It's kind of fun. So the thumbs are pressing gently into the ears, and then you have fingers on your temples, your right at your eyebrows, your nostrils, and your lips. So we're going to inhale in, and then exhale out through the nose and start to hum. Feel your belly, it pulls in. We'll do it 2 more times. I know I look silly, but you see me, right? Inhale in. Notice the vibration. This is good for the vocal cords. It's supposed to be very good for depression as well. Inhale in, exhale out. Humming breath. So you can do that whenever you feel a need. All right, let's go for our twist. Arms into cactus. We're going to twist towards, so elbows just a little bit lower than your shoulders. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. So we're going to take an inhale towards the right. Breath is in. Breath is out. Inhale back to center. Exhale other way towards the left. Neck turns last. Inhale back to center. So twist is coming from the navel up. Push down through your feet. Inhale towards the right. Take an exhale. Inhale back to center. Take an exhale. Inhale to the left. Back to center. Good. Extend your arms out long. Spread your fingers wildly. Curl your fingers underneath your wrist lines. Bring your thumb on the inside of the palm, wrap your fingers around and circle the wrists. Wowzers. I know where I feel tight. Where do you feel tight? So make a little yoga fist. Yoga fist. That's it. So it's super important that we move the fascia. Fascia's all over the body. I was reading also about what goes on in the feet with diabetic neuropathy, and plantar fascia. Just so important to move the bottom of the feet as well. And press your palms away. Use your left hand, press it into the right fingers. Make sure that right thumb is open and relax your shoulders because they may try to tense up when you're pushing in towards each other. Then go ahead, lower the fingers down and pull the fingers in towards you. Notice how that feels. Let's let that go, shake it out. And other side. Pressing left palm away, relax that shoulder down. Use your right hand to pull the fingers in towards you. You can bend the elbow a little bit. That's fine. Pulling in. You can even use your hand and pull the thumb in if that's helpful. That changes it, doesn't it? Feel it a little differently. Then curl the hand down. You can use your other hand to pull it in. Shake it out. Wind around. You got it. All right. Release that. Let's find our cat-cow seated. So we're going to exhale and round the spine, chin to chest, lean on back. Your arms are going to straighten as you lean back. Then we're going to lift up tall, lift your heart towards the sky, press your palms gently into your thighs as you lift the heart. Make sure the back of the neck is long. Don't let it crank back. You can lift it up more. It doesn't have to go back. It shouldn't go back. Exhale, round, chin to chest. We don't want it to crank back. The neck doesn't like cranking. It shouldn't feel pinched. And then inhale, lift up. So the head rises, the heart rises, the top of the ears move back, but the back of the neck is long. And let's move back to center. Lifting your right knee, give it a big hug in. And let's circle the knee around and about. So this is really nice to start to juice up the joint. We're being nice and gentle. And then circle it the other way. Then bring both palms in front of the shin and push the shin into your palms and your palms into your shin. Notice how that helps you to lift. Draw your shoulders up and back. And then bring your hands underneath the hamstring and start to press the heel forward. Now, your heel may go down, your leg may go down, and that's fine. Even though I have Oscar right there, you know, Oscar, I'm gonna have to turn to the side here. So pressing the heel away from you, pull it back in towards you, give it a big hug, and then exhale, let it go. Let it go. Pick it up again. Lift it. It's heavy. Go ahead, circle the ankle around and about one way and then the other. Ooh, cracks. I'm hearing cracks this morning. And then lower it down. Other side. Left knee rises. Lift tall. Take an inhale. Feel the spine grow tall. Posture's so important. Exhale, let it go. Circle the knee around and about. You can hold the underside of your thigh, or you can hold the just in front of the shin. Do what's easiest for you. And then reverse it. Come back to center. Interlace and bring the hands in front of the shin. Now push your shin into your hands into your shin. Relax the elbows down. Let's start to press the heel away from us. Maybe the leg straightens, but maybe it doesn't. If it's used to bending, it's not going to straighten so fast. So we need to be patient. Pressing away and in, back in towards us. One more time. Press it away. There you go. I'm going to turn to the side because Oscar is in my way. Yes, Oscar, you are. We're going to stretch the legs forward like so. It's good to have a side view anyway. And push your heels into the earth and pull your toes towards you. Draw the shoulders up and back and feel your belly. On the inhale, point your toes away from you. Inhale, pull them towards you. Exhaling away. Inhale, pulling in. Take a breath in and a breath out, and drag your right heel back. Then you're going to take your left hand outside your right thigh and your right arm behind you. That's it. Another twist on our way. So push the left hand into the outside of the right thigh and the right thigh into your hand. Feel the extension. Maybe you turn your head towards your thumb. Maybe you don't. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, bring the arm forward, upward, take both arms up overhead. Maybe interlace fingers. It would be pinky ring, middle, pointer fingers up. Doesn't matter. You can push your palms in towards each other too. Take your first side bend. We're going to side bend towards the right. All right, Oscar, I'm being very nice to you. We're going to side bend towards the right. There you go. So left arm is over the left ear. We're taking a side bend. Reach. Now, will the elbows necessarily straighten? No, they may not. They may not. In fact, it might be a good idea to keep them bent a little bit and see how that feels. Bend your elbows. Let your head come back a little bit so that your elbows and your ears line up a little bit more. Perfectly? No, not necessarily. Then take a little bit more of a stretch. Inhale, arms rise. Exhaling, hands at your heart. Awesome. Let's do a sun salute. So inhale, arms rise up. Don't worry, we know we got the other side. Exhale, arms out to this side. Right and left. Now this is the first time our arms are out like this. Do a little bit of pulsation here so you can feel your muscles back behind you working. Feel them. So a little pulsation. The back of the hands is pressing upward. Your spine is nice and long. Gaze forward and down. Push down through your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Exhale, release your hands towards the earth, towards maybe a block, towards your toes, towards an Oscar. Release the head and the jaw. Well, Oscar, if you're going to be there, you might as well be a prop. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, look halfway up. So you can bring your hands to your thighs to look halfway up, or you can press them on to a block. You're lengthening the shoulders forward and then fold it back in. So when we say halfway up, it's like a half gaze up. So we push down through the block or whatever you're touching or your thighs. We look halfway up. We draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Then exhale, release, let it go. Release the head and the jaw. Try that one more time, this halfway up. So inhale, look halfway up. You could have 2 blocks or books that your fingertips are pressing into. Exhale, fold it in. Inhale, take your arms out to the side, push down through your feet, rise up. Arms lift high. Beautiful. Exhale, hands at your heart. All right, we'll go a little bit faster this time. You know you can always go at your own pace. So with that halfway up, your hands can be on your thighs, shoulders up and back, or hands down towards the earth. Take your shoulders forward, look halfway up, and then fold in. All right, here we go. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, arms out to the side. That's it. Release the arms down. Feel nice length in your spine. Tack your hips down. Maybe you keep your hands down onto a block or the earth, or maybe your hands come to your thighs. Draw your shoulders up and back for that halfway up. It's kind of like cow pose, halfway up. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Release any tension in your chin and your jaw. Exhale, release, drop your arms down towards the earth. Inhale, arms out to the side. Push down through your feet and your hips. Arms rise. Hands at your heart. You guys got it. That was awesome. Let's do the twist to the other side. So now we're going to twist to our left. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand outside left thigh, left hand behind you. If you'd like to extend your right leg, you may, and push the heel down. Just an option, not a requirement. You might gaze towards your back thumb. Check it out. Breath is in. Breath is out. Inhale back to center. Interlace pinky, ring, and middle finger. Thumbs are up. Side bend towards your left. You may bend the elbows or not. Breath is in. Breath is out. Maybe bend them a little bit. Lean back a little bit. Tack your sit bones down. Feel your belly working. Inhale, rise up. Exhaling, hands at your heart. All right, let's do goddess pose. So heels are in, toes are out. Sit tall. Push down through your sit bones. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower them down. Inhale, they lift. Exhale, they lower. If your legs are feeling super tight, you can always bring your legs in a little bit or out a little bit. So it's all going to depend about what kind of tightness you're feeling in here. Bring your arms out to a V in front of you. Cross left over right. Give yourself a hug. Big hug, big hug. Now twist your chest in your upper torso towards the right. Inhale to center. Twist towards the left. Inhale to center. Open it up. You got it. Other side. Left under right. Big, big hug. What does it feel like to give yourself a hug? Ooh, I'm feeling my shoulder blades back there. You might give it a little bit of fingertips pressing in. Acupressure points, right? Push in there. Move some of that fascia that gets sticky around. Twist towards the left, but keep pushing down through both feet evenly. You might feel like the right foot lifts up a little bit, so push it down. Might feel a little bit lighter. Inhale to center. Twist towards the left. Make sure the left knee is still over the heel. I'm not looking at it, notice. It's all about feeling it. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, release. Let's get at the hip flexor. There's been a lot of talk about hip flexors lately, so let's go for it. when these guys are tight, it's hard to sit up, or it's hard to stand up straight when these guys are tight. So because what happens is this. So we want to make sure that we lengthen the front of the hip flexor and also give the buttocks a little bit of strengthening. So let's start by, and we'll do that on the earth later. We'll help tighten and firm and strengthen the hip. So we're gonna let the left knee come on down. Now you can place a block or a blanket underneath the knee, or just something so that your knee rests on it. It can be a pillow. It doesn't have to be a yoga block. Then here, let's do a little cat-cow action. We're going to take, you might have one hand at your hip and one hand on the side of the chair for balance, or you might take both hands to your thigh. We're going to round the spine like cat pose. So we lean back, our chin comes to our chest. Notice you might already start to feel a stretch in your thigh when you do this. Then inhale, lift up, push your palms into your thigh, or just lift up, draw the shoulders up and back. Notice what changes. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift up. Let's extend. Now, if this is enough of a stretch, stay right there. But make sure your ribs are over your hips, your shoulders are over your ribs and your hips. So we don't want that. We want this. You've got a string on the back of your head and it's pulling you upward. Then maybe you extend this leg back. If you're already feeling a stretch, you don't need to pull it back anymore. So my right sitting bone is on the chair, but the left one is pretty much close to off of it. And that gives more freedom to take this leg back. If you wish, you may take the left arm forward and up towards the sky. And then we lift up. So take a breath in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Push down through your heels, 5, 6. And then we're going to exhale slowly with the arm lowering down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bend the knee back in, lower it down. So what we're finding is the longer we stay in stretches, the more we're able to work through the fascia. So you might only do a few stretches a day, but just stay in them a little bit. So we're gonna repeat this one again. So let's do a cat, round the spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift up. Maybe hold on to the side of the chair. Maybe extend the left leg back. Inhaling, left arm forward, up towards the sky. Relax the left shoulder down. Breathe in. Push down through the right foot. Feel a lift through your inner body. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's bend the knee back in. Bring the left knee to meet the right. And we'll come back to center. Oscar hasn't moved. He's just where he wants to be. And we'll switch to the other side. So actually, when we're going to the left, we're stretching the right. So make your adjustments. So now the left sitting bone is on the chair and the right one's almost off. Now, if this feels funky for balance, you might have another chair next to you so you can hold on to it. We make our adjustments because it's most important to get the setup right. Then we're going to take the leg back, rest the knee on something. If you're good with it not resting on something, I am too, but it does feel nice, and you can then bring your mind's eye and your focus into another part of the body when the knee is relaxed down. Draw the ribs up and back, shoulders up and back, belly's toning. Exhale, round the spine. Push the palms into the thigh. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round the spine. Maybe gaze towards your navel. Maybe press the knee gently into a pillow or the block. Inhale, lift up. Maybe hands back to the back of the chair. Maybe we extend. Notice how I'm saying maybe to all this because it's all about your body, not mine. Just giving you options. Inhaling, right arm moves forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Belly's pulling in and up. 5, 6. Arms rising. Take a breath in and a breath out. Breathing in and breathing out. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's inhale it up. Inhaling in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, lowering the arm down with your counts and bringing the knee back to neutral and facing forward. Ready to move down to the earth. So bringing your block and your strap. We are going to work some on the hip flexors and on some glute work, which is so important. Believe it or not, it impacts our posture. So what happens is when these guys are tight, like I said, then it's hard to stand up straight. Just like if the pecs are tight, so these muscles here are tight, it's hard to stand up straight. So we move all this around. Place the chair in a place where it is safe for you to go down to the earth. You might put a blanket underneath your knees as you come on down. Whatever you do, you come down safely, slowly, take your time, no rush. You might place your hands on the chair, facing the chair, slowly lowering down, making sure you have a stable chair. And then I'm going to come off of this blanket and move the chair to the side. And we will start with some cat-cow and opening up of the hip here and a little bit of working, tightening the hip a little bit. So we're going to exhale. Once you're in table, spread your fingers. Hands are just front of shoulders. Make your table nice and long. Maybe walk your knees back a little bit. Extending the right leg back. Push the toes down. You know, but I like this part because we stretch through the bottom of the foot and the back of the calf. Ooh, it feels a little tight. So rock it forward and back. Then let's pull the knee in towards us. That's like the cat. Doesn't matter how high it goes up, but pull the knee in towards you. Then circle the knee out to the side, around and down. And one more time. Inhale, bring it in, around and down and in. And then we're going to go from here to some variation of down dog. And it could be child pose because down dog is a flexion, but it's also a lengthening. Very good because, you know, unless you want to do a headstand or a handstand, it is an inversion. We're taking our head below our heart. So one version is to take your hands forward, keep your hips over your knees. That's one version. Another version is you could do that same thing, but have blocks under your hands like this. Another version of a down dog is to lift your hips up. So curling the toes under, drawing the shoulder blades on the back. So in cat pose, the shoulder blades are off. In cow pose, the shoulder blades are on, but the belly's swooping. So if the belly's swooping, we pull it in and up, toes curled under, lift our hips towards the sky as we push our knees gently back. They may not straighten. In fact, don't even worry about them straightening quite yet. And then let's exhale and slowly lower down. And let's go and do that again. So your version, whatever version you chose, the other one is child pose. Maybe you're back like this. That's a nice stretch for the spine and the hip. Here we go again. So shoulders on back, belly pulls in, lift the hips, press the legs back, maybe take the feet a little bit wider, which opens up space in several different areas behind the leg, even into the pelvic area. And exhale and slowly lower down. Does it matter if you lift off? No, you might just visualize it. And of course, I love this version. This version is so nice with the hips over the knees. You can really get a good stretch through the shoulders here. So I highly encourage it. Let's do the other side for starting to move into the back of the left leg. So we're in table, a nice long table. Extend your left leg back behind you. Push out through the heel. Press it away. You can kind of rock. A little rocking motion is nice. Stretching the back of the calf. Then we're going to inhale and pull the knee in towards us. Circle it around and about. And do that a few times. So it's in towards us, that's cat. Out to the side, that's like doggy fire hydrant. Up towards the sky, you might feel your glutes tighten a little bit, lower it down. And then let's rock it forward and back. Now these are kind of an old fashioned way of tightening the glute, but why not, right? So you're gonna inhale and lift your right leg and pulse it towards the foot towards the sky and feel your hip tone a little bit there. Little bit. Then you might even turn your knee out and pulse it up a little bit. And then bring it back to center and pulse the footprint up a little bit. Take a little break. So you might stand on your knees or take your hips back over your heels. Circle the hands around and about if your wrists were getting a little bit sore. And we're going to go back down. We're going to eventually end up on our bellies to do some more stuff. We're going to do the hip flexors and more on the glutes. Just giving you an idea where we're going. And so again, I'm going to do the left side and pulse the footprint up. Knee is bent a few times. You can feel a little bit of tightening going on. The foot is flexed, then out to the side. Oh yeah, little balancing action going here. Extend it back out. And place it back down. One more down dog. Toes curl under, fingerprints press into the mat, shoulder blades on the back, belly swoops in. So when the belly swoops in, the tailbone, our sitting bones, our hips are angling down to our knees. So here's sitting bones up towards the sky. That's cow pose. Here's sitting bones down towards our knees. Belly firms, shoulder blades on the back. Lift on up, downward facing dog, or the other version, half down dog. Bend knees, slowly straighten. Bend knees, slowly straighten. Release your knees to the earth, and let's come on down onto our bellies or side. We're going to do some hip flexor warming up here. So either on your belly or on your side for our hip flexor. I'm going to start on my side here. Oscar, don't mean to disturb you or anything. So you might rest your ear on your upper arm. You're going to bring your knee in towards you. This is my right knee. I'm on my left side. And then you might even circle it around a little bit. So upper leg is circling in the hip joint. You got it. And then now we're just going to swing it. Knee towards us, knee away from us. Hand is on the shin or maybe pulling the pant leg or the foot. Or you can use a tie around your foot. And that is a possibility. So I've got a loop around my foot, and then you can pull it in and press it back if that's more accessible to you. then do it. So we're going forward and back gently. And forward and back gently. And then the more, you're going to feel more as you push back more. If you're already feeling it and you're here, you don't need to push back more. Notice where you feel this. It's in the front of the thigh area. Then, if you're not feeling it still, go ahead and pull your heel in towards your buttocks. Then you'll start to feel it more. Let's take a few breaths wherever you're at. Now, we don't want the knee up like that. Try to keep the knee down so it's in line with your hip. The bottom knee is bent for balance. And let's hold it here. So find your spot. Draw your shoulder to your ear and back and hold. Now, some of you might be on your belly for this pose. Same thing on the belly. Let's breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And one more time. Inhaling in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let it go. Notice sensation. Before we do the other side, I think I'll show it on my belly this time for the left side, just so you see it. And you can still do it on your side. So for on the side or on the belly, I might be propped up on my forearms, or I might be relaxing my head down on my hand. But either way, we bend the left knee, and maybe you bend it a few times and straighten the leg. Just like we were doing, if you're on your side, you're pulling your knee in towards you and then away like that. So on your belly, you're just going to kind of bend and straighten. And then from here, we grab the ankle, or we have a strap around the foot, and we're pulling the heel towards our buttocks. Will it touch? Not necessarily. So you want to make sure your knee is straight back from your hip, and then you can pull in with the thigh or your hand, and then let's hold it wherever you find the right place for you. You might notice a stretch more in your thigh than your hip flexor, so just notice that. Breathe in, breathe out, breath is in, breath is out. Let's count for a count of 6. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Release it, let it go. On to a little bit of tightening through the glutes in locust pose. So on your belly, you might rest your forehead on your hands, and we're going to inhale, lifting the right thigh off the earth, stretching the toes back, toning the hip. So tone the hip, feel a tone there. You can imagine that you're squeezing the right buttocks. You won't hurt your back here because you've got one leg that's lifted, it's asymmetrical, and then exhale and lower the leg down. Inhaling, lifting the right leg, toning the right hip. Breathe in, breathe out, breath is in, breath is out, exhale, release it down. That was 3 times on the right side. Let's go for the left. So lifting the left leg, spread the toes, stretch the leg back. You'll feel a stretch through the front of the thigh, very possibly. Try to keep your hips level. So there's a tendency to kind of roll onto the right hip. So see if you can keep it so they're about even. And if you look down, it looks like the hips are parallel and even in height. And then we inhale the leg up, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, it rises. Exhale, it lowers. Inhale, leg lifts. Let's hold it for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Toning the left hip. Exhaling, slowly lower the leg back down for a count of 6. Awesome. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling, left leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling, slowly lowering the leg back down. Now, you can turn your head to one side or the other, or you can keep your head forward. We're not pushing our head down into the earth. Draw your shoulders up and back, and then maybe take your arms back behind you. Turn the palms towards each other. Feel your shoulder blades come onto the back. So shoulders are up and back. You're feeling the blades move in, the shoulder blades right up there, moving in towards each other. And then maybe you tone your glutes. Lift the shoulders up and back. The heart may lift and telescope forward. Legs may lift. You can push your legs in towards each other as though they're bound. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push your legs in towards each other. Tone your hips. Lift your heart. Exhale, take a little break. Come onto your forearms. Take a little break. Notice how the body's feeling. Take a breath in and imagine an opening across your chest. Exhale out through your nose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Good. Let's do that one more time. Now there's variations of Shalandasana. If that's locust pose, by the way. If you want to take your arms forward, they can be forward. If you want to take your arms back like this, they can be back. There's advantages to all of it in each variation. I'm going to do it this way. I find it a little harder. We're going to push the back of the hand into the earth as we rise. So shoulders up and back. Push down through the back of the hand. Now make sure you're angling your sit bones down to your heels. Maybe you lift the legs, tone your belly. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe you lift your arms back behind you. Breath is in. Breath is out. Back of the neck is long, gazing forward and down. Press your palms down into the mat. We're going to go into Cobra. Legs are back, shoulders up and back. Don't lift too high. Feel the blades behind you. They're moving towards each other. You might feel a stretch in your belly. If the shoulders feel like they're lifting to your ears, lower back down and take the shoulders purposely up to your ears and then roll them back like we did the shoulder rolls in the beginning, pressing your palms down into the mat. Slow, maybe fingertips are pushing into the mat. Slowly lift the heart. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, roll up. Exhaling, lower down. One more. Inhale, we roll up. Top of the ears move back. Palms are pressing down. Exhale, release. Let that go. Let's roll onto our back and check out how our hip flexors are feeling. We're still going to work the back of the legs. But first, pull the right knee in towards you and extend the left leg away. If it feels like you're getting super stretched and it's too much, then keep this left knee bent. And we're pulling the right knee in towards us. You may feel a stretch in the front of the thigh. If you don't, no worries, because I'm going to show you another variation. Let's do the other side. Put the right foot down and then drag it forward. Lift the left knee, pull it on in. Push out through the right heel as you press the left knee in towards you. Breathe in. Feel your belly. It's expanding up into your thigh. Exhale, release out through the nose. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now, if you're not feeling a stretch in the front of the thigh, you can do this. I have a smaller, thinner block here. You could use a book or a pillow and stick it under your hips like this. And so, Oscar, I hope you're not blocking. So I have underneath my hips is a block. Then I might pull the right knee in towards me and extend the left heel away. Now that stretch is getting in a little bit more. You need to determine if this is too much or if it's just right. You can vary it by kicking the leg upward, but not necessary. We're going for the stretch in front of the left thigh. You can even turn the right knee out to the side and notice if it changes anything. Pull it back in, release it, and let's do the other side. Extend the right leg forward, pull the left knee in towards you, and now we're going to feel a stretch in the front of the right thigh. Pull the knee in. Now I noticed as I pulled it in more, I felt it more here. So if it's too much, back off. You can either bend the right knee or let the left knee go a little bit further away from you. So you're making the adjustment. You can also back off and then go back in and check it out. See how it feels. Breathe in and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. And one more. Breath is in and breath is out. We're going to release that. Take the block away. And let's stretch our hamstrings out. So if you got a tie, you're going to use it. Or you can interlace your fingers behind the thigh. You guys know this one because I do it almost every time. But foot around, tie around foot, left knee bent or straight. Bent if you're tight, straight if you're not feeling a stretch from here. Then you can pulse the foot up towards the sky a few times. Find that place where you start to feel a stretch behind your thigh. Behind your thigh. And then draw your shoulders up and back. Elbows are bent to out to the side. Oh, Oscar, look at you on your belly. You silly boy. Stay here. Let's do a few counts of in and out, cadence breathing for 6 counts, in and out. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to let the leg go out to the side. So we don't want it to drop all the way in mush Oscar, because we don't want this left hip to lift. So keep the left hip down as the right leg goes out to the side. You can be left knee bent or straight, and you are holding it. You're supporting your leg. You can even put your hand underneath your leg and hold the strap in your left hand, right hand under. You want to feel a stretch. You don't want to feel a strenuous or painful pull. Pushing heel away. And let's count for 6. Inhaling in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Inhale in. And exhale out. and then bring it back in. Now, days when we're not practicing, I encourage you to just do a few stretches and hold them for a few minutes or longer. 30 seconds may not be enough to move the fascia and get it so it's not so sticky. So don't feel like doing less postures is not doing enough. Actually, it might be doing more. So now we're putting the strap around the left leg. Make your adjustments. This leg may be tighter, or it might be more flexible. Try not to tense so much on the tie that your jaw says, I've had enough. Pull your belly in and up. So you're pushing your lower ribs down. You're pressing the thigh away from you. Maybe spread your toes. Notice my eyes are closed. I'm not even looking at them. Inhaling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in through the nose. Feel the belly expand. Breathe out. Taking the leg out to the side, maybe supporting it with your left hand or palm, using your right hand to hold the tie, pushing the heel away. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can count to yourself. Breathing in for a count of 6. Breathing out for a count of 6. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, the leg lifts. Take the tie around both feet and push your feet into the tie to make a V with your legs. I'm going to go to slanted here, otherwise I'm going to push into the wall. So tie around feet, and you can play with where it is on your arch. You can have it on the ball of feet and push out. Notice the difference. So I'm pushing my feet out into the strap, and then you roll your sitting bones down. So you feel a little bit of a lower back curve. Then push your ribs down. Notice how that feels. Give it a little break of pushing out, and then go again. Push out into the strap. Maybe you go a little bit wider. You can pull the feet in and bend your knees in towards you, footprints towards the sky, and then press the footprints up and out. So heels are away, toes are inward. Heels are away, toes are inward. Heels are away, toes are inward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breath is in. Breath is out. Let's bring the feet together and have our spinal twist. Actually, take a happy baby in between. That opens up the hips a bit. So you could wrap your hands around the outside of the legs or inside and around. Just roll on your spine, massage the muscles on the right and left sides. And then from there, we'll do our spinal twist. So you can do the traditional one with knees bent and legs falling to the right. If you'd like more of a, make sure you get into your hip, you might extend the right leg and then let your left knee fall towards the right. And that might go a little bit more into your hip area. You can pull the knee in towards you. You can rest your upper arm or your left shoulder and arm on a block. If the arm is in midair and it's not supported, support it with something underneath the forearm. That's just a nice way to relax into your twist. Take some nice full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Belly, rib cage expanding. And then we'll switch sides. So you might even do a little bridge in between sides by pushing down, hips rising, exhale slowly down, not a full bridge, just like kind of give a little loosening. You might even sway your hips right and left, and lower them down, extending the left leg, and the right knee goes to the side. So now the right arm opens up, and you can use your left hand to gently pull your right knee towards the left. Find the spot where you feel a nice twist. You're tacking the back of the right shoulder down into the earth, and you might gaze towards your right elbow or shoulder. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 3 to 5 breaths. I would say that's the minimum. You can always stay longer. To the final pose, which is Shavasana. So you want your hip flexors to relax in this pose. And one way to do that is to take a pillow or a bolster underneath your knees. So that helps to release your lower back. So I highly encourage it. So now the area in front of the hip flexors is softening. And that's what we would like when we're relaxing. Let them soften, and you might even take your mind's eye that way. You could even do a little bit of massaging there. And then when you're ready, releasing your hands down by your side, palms upward. And a little body scan, paying attention to the inside of the body, the liveliness, the energy within the body. You might notice the temperature of the body has changed from when we began our practice. Enjoy feeling the pulsation of not only your breath, but all the prana, the life force that you've brought into and invited into your body from your toes, your feet, your ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, hips, pelvic region, ribs, abdominals, lungs, heart, shoulders, arms, hands and fingers, neck, head, eyes, jaw. Feel the whole body, a pulsation of energy flowing through you. As you breathe in and as you breathe out. Stay as long as you wish in this resting posture. It's a good idea to let the body absorb all the work you've done. In fact, it's really critical. So I invite you to stay in this posture. When you do come out of it, roll to your side and gently prop yourself up. Slowly coming to seated for those of you who are closing now, but I invite you to stay in your Shavasana and relax and restore as you begin your weekends. We'll bring our palms together in front of our heart as we bow in with much gratitude for this practice. As we say namaste, we honor and bow to the light in each of us that connects each of us. With blessings for peace. Namaste.